Welcome to the show. This is the Mayor and The Texican.
How you doing, ladies and gentlemen, out there in Podcastville, Podcast World? We're coming at you from the Ville here in Louisville, Kentucky. Welcome to our podcast. This podcast is going to be about the world of sports. Upside down. We're turning it upside down, inside out. Let me tell you. Here it comes. Give it to him, Mayor.
Absolutely, Texican. This take on sports is like nothing you've ever seen before. It's going to be uncut, unscripted, and uncensored. We're basically going to say what everybody says whenever they're drunk in front of their television screen, screaming at their favorite team. We're going to say whatever other people won't say on air because you know what? We have no rules. This is a podcast. We're not getting paid for this, and we're going to say it like it is.
We're going to tell it like it is. We don't give a shit who we offend, porque I don't give a flying motherfuck what you think about me. You know what, though? But keep listening because you might agree with some of the crazy shit I might say. But at this point in time, I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. I'm from El Paso, Texas. El Chuco 915 represent. That's how my people say it down in El Paso, Texas. We're known for Chicos Tacos and great food, great people. And now I'm loving working with you, Mayor, at Oxmoor Ford Lincoln, selling cars with you day by day. And now we're doing a podcast, something I've always dreamed of.
Absolutely, and we kind of dreamed this up at work, actually. You know, we were talking, we said there's really no great way to watch fantasy sports talk shows. We were saying it's all very politically correct, if you will, just so scripted, reading off a teleprompter. And I can tell you this, the Texican's got a little bit more notes than I do. I'm going straight off what's off the top of the old dome here. But a little bit about myself. I've been doing sports broadcasting for about 8 years now. Started whenever I was 13 years old. I've done everything from fucking high school baseball to collegiate field hockey, professional auto sports to collegiate soccer. I've been all over the place, and today and probably for the rest of this year and hopefully for years to come, I'm going to be bringing you guys the world of professional sports. And we're going to talk a lot about fantasy football, but you know, right now we're kind of going to get into the NBA free agency. We're in the preseason of the NFL. We got some mini camps starting up. It's not too active right now. So we're going to touch on the NBA free agency. Not too long, but you can't talk NBA right now, this day and age, July 8th, 2016, without talking about Kevin Durant and the Golden State Warriors.
Kevin Durant, officially a Golden State Warrior as of 4:30 p.m. on the 7th of July. What the fuck? Are you serious? The league let this happen on fucking real.
It shouldn't be legal, honestly. And going back to the last little legacy that David Stern left the NBA, Chris Paul, you can't go to the Lakers and play with Kobe Bryant, Pau Gasol, and all them. It's just unruly. And now, look at this. You had the NBA, the Miami Super Team there for, 4 years, Gomez?
Big three going to the championship game every year. Why? Because they bought it. The Neto speaks, homeboy. Money talks, bullshit walks.
Absolutely, and you're seeing it this year, the Golden State Warriors. They had a super team before Kevin Durant. It shouldn't be legal what they're doing right now.
The Splash Brothers just added another.
Yeah, you've got the Splash Trio at this point. And goodness gracious, Draymond Green, Andre Iguodala, it doesn't sound real. All these guys, NBA All-Stars, literally, their starting five could all be All-Stars.
So what, we're going to have the All-Star game Golden State Warrior lineup called for the start of the NBA All-Star 2017. Is that what we're saying already?
Yeah, absolutely. Your starting five is probably, for the West anyway, is going to come all from the Golden State Warriors. You may see Russell Westbrook in there. That's about the only variable that you're going to see. And actually, no, never mind. I'm picking Steph Curry over Russell Westbrook to start. I know that doesn't sound logical. The two-time MVP, the reigning MVP, should probably start. I like Russell Westbrook a little bit better than Steph Curry. In terms of physical play, pound for pound, Russell Westbrook, better player in my opinion. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the Durant deal. And what do you think this means for the NBA?
It means this. Golden State, punch your ticket. Maybe undefeated. Who knows? Shit. World's the limit.
I'm definitely picking them over the field this early. Any season, even with the Miami Super Team, I picked the field over the Heat. I mean, and at this point, I don't see the Golden State Warriors doing anything but winning the championship.
That's it. You're gonna get 2K17 next year, and if you play with the Golden State Warriors, you are a fucking pussy. Put your controller down, you motherfucker.
Yeah,
and
trade
stop
it in.
playing.
Take it to GameStop. Let them give you $4 for the game. I'm done with the Golden State Warriors. I think it's bad for the NBA, honestly. When you've got 5 All-Stars on one fucking team, spread the wealth a little bit. It's not fun for everybody else. There's no competition in the West next year. Honestly,
it's an I'm sorry, Golden State. We sat Draymond Green down for a game, and this is our payback. So have fun for the next 2 years on that Durant contract, 2 championships, and then he's gonna leave.
I'm gonna let you know something. Even with Draymond Green out of the game, they had 3 games to win 1. Gomez. So I don't like the fact that a lot of people are blaming this on the referees, taking Draymond Green out. Yeah, he's an explosive player, but he deserved it. Honestly, I mean, he was an absolute ass. He showed his ass out there, and I'm not taking anything away from Draymond Green. I really like him. He's a great player, but definitely a rookie mistake out there for him. Whenever he shouldn't have made it.
James Michael McAdoo being signed today to the Golden State Warriors. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, shit. They just added their 6th All-Star. No, just.
Is he even gonna see the court?
He won't see the court. But there is speculation that an NBA legend could be joining the Golden State Warriors, coming out of retirement.
Ray Allen.
And you want to talk about the best shooting team in NBA history ever? It's already the Golden State Warriors. You had Ray Allen on there. I mean, what do they want to accomplish? They could put him into the lineup and just stand from about fucking 8 feet from the 3-point line and drain all fucking day. Drive up the court, make a fucking line across the court, and just shoot. Don't worry about rebounding. You got the fucking 3. You're going in with Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant, and Ray Allen. You're good to go. Sit fucking Green under the basket. He'll get it for you.
Hey, how about who are the losers of this deal?
It's obvious. Texican, and I'm sure you agree with me. OKC. I mean, they lost Kevin Durant, obviously. They lost Serge Ibaka to the Orlando Magic. And after this season, they're losing the last piece of the puzzle. They're losing Russell Westbrook. And I don't agree on where he's going. I think, with you anyway, I think you think that he's going to the Lakers after this season.
I think he's going with the Lakers. Oklahoma City, I'm sorry, you're done. So this year I told my son, if these OKC Thunder do not close this game out with Golden State, son, it is his last hoorah. I know you love them KD shoes. I know you love them KD shorts, but KD will be bye-bye. He was hoping the Knicks, and me and you, Mayor, were going to have a bet that none of us would have won. And OKC, you're the loser. I was hoping for him to stay for 1 more year, but you're right. Russell Westbrook, last piece.
I definitely thought he was going to the Clippers. I mean, he even tweeted out, he told ESPN that the meeting went exceptionally well. And, I mean, just imagine how different the NBA could have been had he went to the Clippers. I mean, you had Blake Griffin, Chris Paul, and then DeAndre Jordan in the mix, and then you had Kevin Durant.
God.
I mean, it's over there, too. I mean, definitely not as explosive as the Warriors, but had he went there, I would have notched it for him. I mean, I would have put it on the belt. LA Clippers getting their first ever championship. I like it. But now, you're fighting for silver, honestly. The West, you're fighting for silver. You get to the conference finals. Hey, you were the second best team probably in the NBA because the Eastern Conference has 1 team in it.
The Cavs. King James.
Well, hold on now.
What are you going to say the Knicks?
No, I'm going to tell you now, though, that the East became a hell of a lot more competitive. And we're going to go on to the next big deal, probably the second biggest deal of this free agency. And it adds to another East team. The Miami Heat are going down, and the Chicago Bulls. And I think we want to make a bet right here because I don't think you agree with me. I'm picking the Chicago Bulls conference finals against the Cavaliers next year.
That's a bet. You're out of your damn mind.
Absolutely. The listeners will hear, and I'm going to put a Benjamin on it.
Benji is on it.
Chicago Bulls led by Rajon Rondo, Dwayne Wade, Jimmy Butler. they're going to go to the conference finals next year. I mean, there's no competition, of course. I mean, Cleveland, and it's going to be boring. I hope you understand this, Texican. It's going to be, it's probably going to be 5 seasons in a row. Golden State and Cleveland. It's just going to be back and forth, back and forth. Next year, for the next 2 years, I've got Golden State going, unless something drastic happens.
Well,
big injury.
no shit. But the Chicago Bulls, come the hell on, man.
Oh, come on now. You look at the Eastern Conference right now. Who else is there? You name another team.
The Raptors.
The Raptors. I will go.
Knicks.
The Knicks. Okay, let's talk about the Knicks because they got some good players.
Let's talk about the Knicks. That was a big free agency there.
It was okay. I mean, come on. Derrick Rose, if we were playing 2K, I'd rate him about a 79. Now, he's washed up. He's not the greatest player anymore. At one point, he was the NBA MVP. And I loved it. I'm a Chicago Bulls fan at heart. And that's why I'm excited for Dwayne Wade. It adds a piece of the puzzle. New York's not had a solid point guard since Jeremy Lin.
Well, you're right, but you're turning it around out there now. That's what we have happening in New York right now. You have Carmelo Anthony, Porzingis, Derrick Rose, if he's not too fragile this season. That's the biggest key. Is he gonna last? Is he gonna play? Is he gonna do more than 20 damn games? If you're playing fantasy basketball, good luck, because that's definitely one player I'm never picking up unless I'm out of my goddamn mind.
I'm gonna let you know something.
Joakim Noah, killer. I'm just saying.
Derrick Rose
killer.
He hasn't had a full season since 2010, the year that he won the MVP.
Courtney Lee from Western Kentucky University.
Courtney Lee, that's a hometown hero for me. I feel like I like Western Kentucky. Anytime a Kentucky team goes.
Brandon Jennings coming out of Oak Hill Academy.
With Brandon Jennings, it's not going to add much. Derrick Rose is going to start there.
Tried and true backup. That's all I'm saying.
Definitely. They have a solid 6-man. I'll give you that. And who knows? He could start at shooting guard, honestly. I mean, you can move things around, honestly.
Well, shit, all you asked me is who else is in the East, and I gave you a damn answer, man.
Yeah, they'll probably be the 6th seed in the East. They're still the New York Knicks. They've been trying a lot of different fucking formations. It's not working for them at this point. They haven't had the pieces. I'll give you that. They're going to make the playoffs this year. They're going to be a 6th seed, I believe.
Well, good deal. Moving on now.
We're going to quickly just touch on which of these players are going to make the most impact for their new teams. And I mean, you can go with anything. I may be picking. I'm going to pick a player here that's probably not on anybody else's list. And I'll go ahead and start off. I think Serge Ibaka is probably going to make one of the biggest impacts. I like Serge Ibaka's play, and the Orlando Magic haven't had a star since Dwight Howard, and that's shit to say now. Oh, how did we forget about this? Dwight Howard, and it's easy to forget, I guess, the Atlanta Hawks, but Dwight Howard, he's an Atlanta Hawk now.
I cannot believe it. They needed to make a big move, and they got a big bitch. They got a big bitch in the middle. Come on now.
He's getting up in age, but it's the Atlanta Hawks. I think it's a solid move. I don't think that he's going to make a huge impact. I do think Serge Ibaka will make a big impact for the Orlando Magic. And, I think Dwayne Wade's obviously going to take the cake. I think he's going to make the biggest
impact for his team. Of course he is. But, hell, what are you playing for other than second in the NBA now?
Well, let's move on. You're playing for third, yeah. So we're going to go into our I wouldn't go that far. I think it's safe for us to go into our preseason preview now, Texican. We're going to talk about the worst, the best, and some sleeper quarterback and running back choices. Let's go ahead and start with the top quarterback choices. Give me your first overall, the number one pick you're going to pick with that quarterback slot. Who you going with?
I am going, ladies and gentlemen, as much as it hurts, a 49er fan here at heart since I was a kid. But I'm going to have to pick Aaron Rodgers. Why am I picking Aaron Rodgers? It's obvious. Jordy Nelson's back, 100% healthy. You got Richard Rodgers at the tight end position. He is his go-to guy when all hits the fan. And what do I mean all hits the fan? Shit. Because when you have Randall Cobb and Jordy Nelson go down, he made everything he could happen with his feet. And with them back on that damn roster now, they are a tried and true champion, contender, coming back at you with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I mean you're looking at an NFC that is I think, a little bit mangled right now. Texican and excuse me there, but I think that Aaron Rodgers, he's a safe pick. I think you didn't go out too much on a limb there, but again, I can't say too much because my first choice is Cam Newton.
Well, hell yeah!
But I'll tell you this, I'll give you Aaron Rodgers. I think he's a decent player right now. I wouldn't say he's in his prime. Kind of on a descent at this point, but it's very slow for him. He's a very solid player. He's going to rack up the fantasy points, and that's what we're worried about right now. So it's a good pick. I don't agree with you as much that Jordy Nelson is as much of a key player as you say he is. He's solid. Let me tell you, but I'll take Randall Cobb over Jordy Nelson any day of the fucking week. But I digress. I'm going to go on to Cam Newton. I think that he's going to kill you on the ground and in the air. He showed that last season, not so much in the most important game of the season, but that's Peyton Manning's last game. He's going to win the game. So if Aaron Rodgers isn't there, Texican, who are you going with next? Because Aaron Rodgers could be picked up. The same with my guy, Cam Newton. He's probably going to be gone.
Well, who am I going with next might shock the world, but he's going to be a top 10 player, definitely top 12 when you're talking a 12-team league. I'm going to go with Blake Bortles. Blake Bortles. Yes, Blake fucking Bortles. Jaguars, why? You're always behind Jaguars, and in the fantasy game, sometimes I'm there watching in the afternoon hoping that you throw that rock. Get me some points. Who does he have? Julius Thomas. This league is becoming a tight end happy league. Wide receivers definitely are given every opportunity to catch the rock. Allen Robinson, Allen Hurns, Justin Blackmon, and then you have that killer arm he promised that he was going to bring to the league as a late pick, and he's delivered. Yes, the Jacksonville Jaguars, I'm not saying they're going to the Super Bowl, but we're talking fantasy here, people. You want that guy that's going to be humming the rock at the end of the game, and you never know. Shit, the Jaguars might take that shitty division.
They're not going to take the shitty division. You've got the Indianapolis Colts, and that's Andrew Luck's territory. But it's a surprise pick. I definitely didn't think we were hitting the sleepers yet. Definitely not an obvious choice to me. I've got a little bit of a kind of a surprise pick, I guess. I'm going to kind of touch on Blake Bortles here for a little bit. Yeah, they got Julius Thomas. And a great pick, no doubt. No doubt you're correct with the tight end. It's becoming a very important part. And a tight end, honestly, could be the number one pick in a fantasy draft this year. And I think we all know who that pick is going to be. But that's for another episode. I'm going to go with Kirk Cousins. I think it's a safe pick. He's got Deshaun Jackson, Jordan Reed, another one of those tight ends that's very important to a quarterback's production.
Pierre Garçon.
The list goes on and on. Those are your two big guys. I've always been a fan of Deshaun Jackson ever since he was an Eagle. I love the cockiness of him. I love the way he plays. And Kirk Cousins, honestly, he led the league last year in efficiency. I mean, he was on fire. And he is a little bit of an interception machine, though. And that's the only problem. Well,
Kirk Cousins, number 18 on most average draft boards. You're talking pick 9 at quarterback. So, hey, at best, 9.
Where's Blake Bortles?
Blake Bortles at best is 4.
No
on
kidding.
Most average. Absolutely. He's on a consensus ranked 8, and at best he's 4. So there you go. I'm just saying. All right, let's go on. Let's move on to the sleepers.
Let's go on to the fucking sleepers.
I'm going to waste big, huge sleeper. Going out on a limb out there. I ain't going to just say the normal bullshit other people say. It's going to be Brock Osweiler. Denver, you made a big mistake. You developed this quarterback under one of the greatest people to ever walk onto the football field. And now he's in Houston.
Don't get on to fucking Denver. I mean, they added a solid piece to their quarterback slot. I'm going to take Mark Sanchez any day of the fucking week if I want to watch a comedy. But, the butt fumble comes to Denver. And, Brock Osweiler, he did a great job filling in for Peyton Manning. But, You look at who Peyton had surrounding him. I mean, Demaryius Thomas. I mean, you had a lot of pieces there.
Absolutely.
You had a lot of pieces. And, going to Houston now, who does he have?
Going to Houston now, he has all sorts of DeAndre Hopkins. DeAndre Hopkins you're talking probably the number 4, 5, 6 receiver you want on your draft board right now. You have
Who's there? Who else is there?
Cecil Shorts.
Yeah, exactly. Come on. Exactly. You're going to pick Brock Osweiler. You struggled. I can rewind the tape here and see how fucking long it was silent. There was a fucking 4-second pause.
Maybe
telling you,
Lamar Miller and Alfred.
It took you 4 seconds to come up with a solid second, somebody for him to throw to. I mean,
I see it. I just see it happening. I just see it.
Okay.
Like I said, they're sleepers.
It's a hell of a lot easier for you to find why Brock Osweiler was successful in Denver than why he would be in the Houston. But, all right, let's go on. One of my sleepers. I like Jared Goff. And he doesn't have that many players to throw to. I'll go ahead and tell you that. But you know what? He's a rookie quarterback in Los Angeles. The Rams are back home. I like it. It's a hell of a lot better pick for the Rams than Sam Bradford. I mean, always injury-ridden. And by the way, he wasn't that fucking phenomenal at Oklahoma either. He was so overhyped. I don't like Sam Bradford. He throws a fucking hissy fit in Philadelphia. I don't want to turn this into a fucking rant on, Sam Bradford, but...
Jared Goff? We don't even know what the hell he's done yet. And who is he going to throw the ball to?
You're fucking absolutely right. Like I said, I will honestly sit here and admit, he doesn't have that many people to throw to. But unlike you, Texican, you tried to justify your pick. I'm just going on a limb and saying this guy's a sleeper. A rookie? Who could be more of a fucking sleeper than a rookie? You've never fucking seen the guy play in the league. I think it's a solid pick for a sleeper.
All right. Moving on.
Who are you going to stay away from, Texican, at the quarterback slot?
Who am I going to stay away from? It's quite easy. Tom motherfucking Brady.
Whoa.
What?
Wow. That's something. Let me tell you.
He's going to start off the season missing 4 games. He's already
you think he'll actually miss the 4 games?
Hey, you know what?
He's gotten off multiple times before. I'm just letting you know.
The cheating Patriots might not be able to buy themselves out anymore. Who knows? But I'm saying this. Stay away. Stay away.
So they have the number 1 tight end in the entire fucking National Football League.
Absolutely. And when a new quarterback comes in to have to relieve, they throw short. So guess what? It hasn't affected Mr. Gronkowski.
Yeah, I mean, sure it doesn't. But, I mean, hell, I could go out there in a fucking Patriots jersey and throw to fucking Gronkowski all day long. I'm going to throw fucking touchdown after touchdown. I think, my fucking dog in here, Texican, could throw a fucking bomb to Rob Gronkowski. The son of a bitch can run and get under any fucking ball in the league. I mean, it's so fucking... Just, it's Tom Brady. Tom Brady's not a fucking stay away from. He's going to miss 4 games at most.
Who's your stay away?
Oh, it's obvious. My stay away right now. I've got 2 of them right now. It's pretty much a toss-up. Yeah, Jay Cutler, the Chicago Bears. That's all I've got to fucking say. Jay Cutler, I mean, I feel bad for the guy. Maybe, this is a little known fact, Jay Cutler actually has diabetes. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Absolutely, yeah. And for somebody to be able to play through that, that's phenomenal. I mean, he is taking insulin shots in the game. I mean, it's fucking ridiculous. But let me tell you, it is Jay Cutler. He's not done anything in Chicago, and it sucks. It really does. He wasn't bad in Denver. He really was not bad.
He wasn't bad in Denver, but stay away from that.
Yeah, stay away from Jay Cutler. Another one that I'm going to say to stay away from that it's going to be kind of, I don't know.
Jameis Winston.
Well, only if you're a fucking
Jameis.
Yeah, I mean, only if you're a fucking supermarket clerk, and maybe stay away from him. Keep him out the door because you don't want anything stolen. Or unless, you're a young lady, that rape case on him. I'm not going to let that go. I think he's a big fucking cheater. Never been a big fan of Florida State. All hell the SEC.
Damn, man.
But, yeah, no, I'm going to go straight at him. He's not a bad player, but he's made some shitty choices. Not as many as Johnny Manziel. Stay away from Andy Dalton.
Andy Dalton, the Red Rifle. Are you serious?
You stay away from
That's
him.
my Madden team, let me tell you
now.
now.
You stay away from him, and here's why. I mean, yeah, he's got A.J. Green to throw to. The son of a gun, I tell you what, he's so hot and cold. Yeah, if you can fucking predict his patterns where he's going to have a fucking great game 1 out of 6 games, yeah, if you've got that fucking superpower, pick him up and just play him at that point. Stay away from him. Another sleeper also, I'm going to go back to it. I like Teddy Bridgewater. And, that's just a card.
Of course, Teddy Bridgewater. That's a great
the
pickup.
Cardinals.
Well, of course, that's no sleeper. You do not stay away from Teddy Bridgewater.
You don't stay away from Teddy Bridgewater. He's definitely not an obvious choice, but he's going to be there for you, unless you're a Minnesota Vikings fan, diehard, or a U of L fan, in which case you're going to take him first overall anyway because you're a piece of shit. Who are you going to stay? Well, actually, let's go on into our top running back choices.
Top running back choice. My top running back choice is obvious. Mr. Obvious over here is taking Mr. Le'Veon Bell from the Pittsburgh Steelers. Why? Why not? You give that boy the ball, he's explosive up the middle, outside, on the run, with little screen passes. You just get him the ball in space and he's making shit happen. You give him the ball on the goal line, he's making shit happen. So Le'Veon Bell, you're my obvious number one.
Let me tell you, I'm gonna pick somebody here. And the listeners at home are going to think that I'm a fucking Los Angeles Rams fan for some reason.
I think so.
Todd Gurley. Obvious number one choice for me. May not be... hey, come on now. Easy now. He's in a brand new home. I like Todd Gurley. Loved him ever since he was in fucking Georgia. And it's a... Whether you want to say it or not, Texican, it's a new team. It's a brand new team out there.
I don't give a shit what you...
No,
you know,
come on.
No, really?
Let's... Come on.
You're going to put mayonnaise on a shit sandwich and call it a club?
No.
You're going to cut it into squares and call it a club? Come on, what?
Okay.
A new stadium, new team. Wow, that's new.
Los Angeles is probably going to be 6 games ahead of your fucking 49ers at the end of the season.
Probably, but you know what?
No, and it's not a probably. They're going to finish second in that division, and I can solidly say it.
Solidly say it. All right.
They're going to be over the fucking Cardinals. Yeah, I like the Seahawks in that division, but they're going to be second.
Another obvious pick we're talking about here with me is Jamal Charles. Why Jamal Charles? Because Alex Smith can throw the ball all day long until he gets into the red zone. Then you just hand it off to Mr. Charles. He makes shit happen.
I'll tell you one thing. I loved Jamal Charles back in 2013. I would never pick him again. The injury kind of fucked him up. Let me tell you, though, Jamal Charles back in 2013, he actually recorded probably the highest fantasy score in the ESPN leagues. He scored about 80 points in a game, and it was phenomenal. I mean, the guy had 6 fucking touchdowns, and I'm glad I chose him. And he was a late pick for me, Jamal Charles. I'm not picking him as an obvious. I would venture to put him in my sleepers. Another obvious choice again, Adrian Peterson, going back to the Minnesota Vikings and Teddy Bridgewater. That's an explosive offense there. I think they're gonna put up some fucking points. They're gonna light the scoreboard up.
Absolutely, they are. You have Adrian Peterson coming back for a full season now with this new team. They're dangerous. They are dangerous. This is one of the most dangerous teams we have out there in the league right now. We have Derek that comes and gives us a great service at work.
Absolutely.
Huge
definitely.
Minnesota fan. And that's a shout out to you, Derek. Thank you for supporting our dream. But, yeah, it's a dream happening in Viking land right now. He's willing to put a $100 bet right now that the Vikings are the Super Bowl champ.
Well, I mean, he's a season ticket holder, and, Derek's got to do that. This is the best I've seen the Vikings since Brett Favre was there, though. They lost to the Saints, and they should have won the Super Bowl that year. There was that whole bounty case on the Saints, and it was a lot of shit stirring right there. But I really, really like the Minnesota Vikings, and that's not just because Teddy Bridgewater. They look good.
Who do we stay away from?
Oh, in running back land, there's a couple of obvious choices. Right now, staying away from DeMarco Murray in Tennessee.
DeMarco Murray in Tennessee, huh? I don't think DeMarco Murray in Tennessee has anything going for him because the Tennessee Titans, that ship has sunk.
Oh, absolutely. And guys, we just got a couple of text messages here. Got a couple of shout-outs from Mark Coombs. He said, been waiting for the episode to come out. Definitely wants a big shout out. So if you guys heard a chime in there, that was Mark Coombs, one of the guys down at
Thank you, Mark. You awesome son of a bitch.
Absolutely. Been wanting to listen to the show for a while. So, and we do encourage people to send us some messages. So, we're going to make a Mayor and The Texican Facebook page so you guys can communicate with us. But, yeah, stay away from DeMarco Murray. If he was still in Dallas, yeah, pick him up. He had a hell of a year there in Dallas in his final season. But stay away from DeMarco Murray.
Stay away from Matt Forte. I'm hating on you, Chicago. I'm sorry. I have friends like Blake Boyd that's a huge Chicago fan, but stay away from Matt Forte. Matt Forte, your day is done. Mr. Langford is coming, and you have seen the last of your good fantasy days. So your ship has sailed, Mr. Forte. I'm sorry you did good for me in the past, but you are done. What's your take on that?
You know, Matt Forte, back in the day, you could watch Matt Forte and he would do miraculous things. He would do phenomenal things that you didn't see in sports before. And it does suck to see him like this. Definitely not in his prime, and it's not making him look any better. And it's tough. It really is.
218 carries last year, 898 yards. Averaged four touchdowns, and then you give Jeremy Langford the ball for 148 carries, 537 yards, 6 touchdowns. I'm telling you, Jeremy Langford is now going to be the back of the future for the Chicago Bears, even though the rest of their ship is shit.
Yeah, you know, and let's quickly, we're running out of time here for this segment. Sleeper running backs. Who are you going to take? You've already heard one of mine. I'm going to take Jamal Charles. As a sleeper, I don't see him as being an obvious pick. I think we got another message here from somebody here.
Who is it?
Yeah, looks like this one is coming at us from David Downey, a guy that I worked at Time Warner Cable with. David Downey, he's at Kentucky Speedway right now watching the races. So he wanted to give us a special tune-in. He knew we were recording right now, Texican.
Hey, thanks a lot. Enjoy the race. I'm a big fan now because of my fiancée, Shauna. She took me to my first race, and they're quite damn enjoyable.
Hey, absolutely. A lot of people look at them like they're a bunch of rednecks going in a circle.
But damn, they're fun.
Yeah, we're a fucking bunch of fun rednecks going in a circle. So
Giovanni Bernard.
Oh, man. So you're going to go with a Cincy player.
Absolutely. You know, I like Cincinnati. I know Jeremy Hill on some consensus draft boards out there is ahead of him, but I love what he can make happen. Hill is not fast enough. He is strong. He can break through the holes, score a couple touchdowns, but Giovanni Bernard, you give him the ball in space on that slip screen, and he's gone. Bye-bye. He can juke you, make one move. His speed's tremendous, and that's my sleeper pick for the season.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to move on. We're going to do... And this is going to be over the course of about 6 weeks here, Texican. We're going to do a team breakdown, division by division, and basically go over who to pick, who not to pick, and some sleepers from each one of those teams, okay?
Absolutely.
And they may not be at the top of our boards, but everybody, me included, I always pick Phillip Rivers. I'm a big Chargers fan. He's never really that great at fantasy. I always have him, though. Always have him. Phillip Rivers, I would feel wrong. Also, Antonio Gates. I put him on my team. I hardly ever play them, but I know people who go out and pick players from their favorite teams. And I'm sure you probably do it with the 49ers. Some I know they don't really have as many All-Stars now, but, you know, at least with Phillip Rivers and Antonio Gates, I should correct myself there. Antonio Gates, at least those are acceptable picks.
Well, I'll give you as acceptable picks, but I'm not picking them up. That is your team. I will give it to you, the San Diego Chargers. A sunken ship as well on the West Coast. You know, they're thinking, I want to go to Oakland. I want to get the hell out of San Diego. I'm sorry, San Diego. Your team doesn't want you. But why should you want them? What do you have there for Phillip Rivers to throw to? Danny Woodhead out of the backfield? You know, that's your number one receiving target on the damn team. Running back.
Hold on.
Keenan Allen?
Yeah, come on. Keenan Allen.
Okay, and Antonio
Rookie
Gates.
of the year. Keenan Allen. Decent player.
Decent, but when you're halfback out-receives you by 14.
You're talking about Woodhead?
Absolutely.
Danny Woodhead is a freak of nature, okay? And let me tell you, when we get to our wide receiver segment in a later episode, Keenan Allen is a sleeper for me.
All right, well, let's go on to my team, the San Francisco 49ers, coming at you from the West Coast with what? Nothing.
Yeah, nothing. That's expected. Both of us are kind of, crying ourselves to sleep at night. It's not going to be a fun season for either one of our teams.
Coach Kelly, please make something happen. The only way I would ever leave my 49er family, my 49er nation, would be if we got Johnny Manziel at quarterback. You ever make that happen, Jed, and I will drop y'all like a sack of shit.
Yeah, I mean, he's a fucking embarrassment, Johnny Manziel. Are there really any, for the San Diego Chargers, you have a couple of sleeper running back choices in there. Melvin Gordon, solid pick, honestly. I mean, you can't say he's not. He's decent.
Melvin Gordon's decent. I like Melvin Gordon, but you don't have a line to block for him there. You have Danny Woodhead still there at your number one spot. You just don't have a running game right now in San Diego land.
And, of course, Phillip Rivers could always be a sleeper. He always finds a way to lead the AFC, though, somehow, some way.
San Francisco, what are you going to do? Are you going to start Blaine Gabbert, or are you going to give us a little taste of Colin Kaepernick? Is this coaching move good for my 49ers or not? What do you think, Mayor?
Well, I think Kaepernick gets a lot of bad rap right now. It's not his fault. It's honestly not his fault.
Absolutely not. Who does he have the ball?
Harbaugh left, and goodness gracious, I still think that Cam Newton is a more overall quarterback in terms of ground game and passing. But you do not find a running style quarterback like Colin Kaepernick that has a stronger arm.
None.
Kaepernick will launch it down the field. He can get it anywhere on the field. He can go as far down the fucking field as he needs to. I like Kaepernick, honestly. If he had pieces around him, definitely could be an obvious first choice. He has been before whenever he had pieces.
Let me give you receiving statistics for the 49ers last year. You have Anquan Bolden. Yes, he's strong, but God, how long has he been in the league? 69 receptions, 789 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Torrey Smith. These guys are going to the graveyard to die in San Francisco.
Well, Torrey Smith isn't that old of a player.
33 receptions, 663 yards, 4 touchdowns. This is embarrassing. The 49ers just don't have a game to put in the air for anybody.
I agree with you. But honestly, you got Colin Kaepernick is not a bad choice, and you guys do not have a terrible offensive line.
Absolutely not. You have Quentin Patton coming up, Vance McDonald at the tight end position, and in the backfield you have Carlos Hyde and Sean Drone. They're going to take turns, and hopefully Colin Kaepernick is part of that rushing trio.
I really, really hope that Chip Kelly does not start Blaine Gabbert over Kaepernick. And, I think it could happen, and that's really bad. And I've never had anything against the 49ers. I rooted for them against the Ravens in that Super Bowl. I like the 49ers. I've never had a problem with them. I like the legacy, the tradition that goes along with the team. And it's just been a shitty situation for them, Harbaugh leaving, and I don't blame Harbaugh for leaving one bit. But we're going to move on to some of the Denver Broncos. A lot of shit happening in the offseason for these guys.
I feel for you, Denver. You've lost Peyton Manning with his blazing statistics lifetime, and you were blessed enough to have him in his last year. But what do you have left? C.J. Anderson? Ronnie Hillman?
Nothing. They have nobody, and I'll tell you what, the only thing that they have left is their defense. That's the only thing that they're going to be able to count on. But at that point, you cannot pick and we'll touch on this later on, but you can't pick the Denver defense in your team because they're going to be on the field 90% of the fucking game.
You got Mark Sanchez going to head that boat now.
And I don't like it. I would have rather them had Tebow on the fucking team, honestly. If you're going to do that, have Tim Tebow on the team.
What the hell were you thinking, Denver, getting rid of him? You piece of shit.
Yeah,
There would have been
Tim
not one fan
no.
that would have cried Tebow over Peyton Manning unless they just were a fucking straight
No, and exactly.
asshole.
And anybody playing under Peyton Manning for 2 years
Absolutely.
will be phenomenal.
Brock Osweiler's going to improve that.
He's great. Let me tell you, the one problem with Tim Tebow was his throwing, and if there's one fucking person in the whole entire NFL history that can teach somebody to throw, it's Peyton Manning.
Absolutely. He's going to be one of the greatest coaches. You'll see he'll go down as one of the greatest coaches as well, quarterbacks. But who else do we have left there in Denver? You had Demaryius Thomas, Emmanuel Sanders. You have Owen Daniels.
The shit thing about all that is you can't pick them up on your team because nobody's going to be, helping them out.
Nobody. Ronnie Hillman, C.J. Anderson.
I love Demaryius Thomas. He's a fucking beast as a wide receiver. You can't pick him.
You can't.
Mark Sanchez will not get him the damn ball like he needs. And shit, I don't know. There's probably a Mark Sanchez fan out there. I don't know who the fuck it would be. If you're listening to this, you probably should either fucking kill yourself or, stop watching the NFL.
Hey.
No,
don't kill yourself,
come on,
but get a butt plug.
Yeah, get a butt plug. You probably need one for that fumble that's about to happen. And whenever I say kill yourself, Texican, obviously I don't joke about that kind of thing. I'm talking about just stop fucking watching sports. You're done.
Next, we're going to the Arizona Cardinals back in the West. You have solid quarterback in Carson Palmer, in my opinion. He is a solid quarterback under the coaching regimen that the Arizona Cardinals have with Larry Fitzgerald making a resurrection last year, finally, for fantasy viewers and fantasy players out there. You finally got something from Larry Fitzgerald. But what else do you have? You have John Brown, explosive John Brown, that crazy speed. Michael Floyd as well. And at your tight end position, you have Darren Fells. I know he's not glamorous but as Jermaine Gresham, but you're playing a 2 tight end set out there. Yes, your line's not the greatest, but Arizona is coming.
Yeah, I'm... A sleeper from this is obviously going to be Carson Palmer. He's old to me. He's still a great player nonetheless. He's old to me though. And could injury rid him one more time this season? Absolutely. And if you take him high right now, it's a liability. Larry Fitzgerald's the same exact way. I would not have a problem starting Larry Fitzgerald a few weeks out of the year. I think he can produce for a team. Definitely not the Super Bowl Larry Fitzgerald, though. But
absolutely not.
Well, you had the Madden curse, too. Anytime you appear on the cover of Madden, there's always a bad season to come after that. Those are my sleepers there in Arizona. There's not much to say about the Arizona Cardinals.
Not much to say about the Arizona Cardinals.
They're going to be solid this year. They're going to make the playoffs. I say that they're going to win 11 games. They're going to be 11-5. They're going to be all right.
So now we move on to the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs, headed by Alex Smith, former 49er. Some people think, 49ers, you did the biggest mistake by letting him go. But what has he done? Failed. Alex Smith, you have failed to do what you need to do.
Come on, don't get on him like that.
Hey, man.
He's really not that bad of a quarterback. Showed a lot of promise.
A lot of promise with 2 touchdowns.
Here's the thing. The thing that's holding Kansas City up right now is their defense. They are really holding their own with the defense. They had a shit season last year. But you got to think, just 2 seasons ago, Gomez, the Chiefs went to the divisional round of the playoffs. So, not terrible. There's not too many sleepers there. Jamal Charles, I'll take him on my running back sleepers. Other than that, there's not really much on the whole
Hey, I'm
squad.
taking Travis Kelce at tight end, okay? That's my pick for Kansas City. If I'm taking a Kansas City player, he's going to be Travis Kelce at the tight end position. Why? Because Vernon Davis flourished in San Francisco because Alex Smith cannot make his mind up downfield because he doesn't have that arm like Colin Kaepernick. Ladies and gentlemen, that's why we have Colin in San Francisco. But he checks down. Captain, check down. You do not throw touchdown.
All right. Well, moving on to the the last team in the? No, I actually got two more in the NFC West. Let's go on to the Seattle Seahawks.
The Seattle Seahawks.
Obvious, another huge team. Russell
Westbrook.
I almost said the same thing. Honestly, though, I don't think Russell Westbrook will be too bad at football either. Russell Wilson. Definitely, you can take him at quarterback. It's safe. You can take him at quarterback. If you guys are a Seattle Seahawks fan, or even if not, I mean, I'd take Russell Westbrook as a sleeper. Not one of my top two sleepers, but I'll take him.
As much as I hate the Seahawks, yes, Russell Westbrook is the truth. That piece of shit out there. Marshawn Lynch.
I was about to say the same thing. He's gone.
Wow.
Beast mode.
Marty
Beast
Barad's
mode.
sick. He is gone. I bet you are shitting yourself with Kristen Michael as your starting running back.
Yeah, they lost a big piece. Beast mode was unbelievable on the ground. I still remember the play where he fought off, fucking 12 tackles against the Saints in that game. It was unbelievable. You can't say much about it. I mean, beast mode's gone. New era on the ground for Seattle. Other than that, Seattle's defense, solid pickup, guys. Take them whenever you can. That's about it, honestly, unless you've got something else for us.
Hey, we got nothing else in Seattle except Russell Wilson. It's going to be a caveat of rebuilding there, I think. Yes, you have a good defense. The West is weak. Maybe they'll be top of it, but they're not taking out Arizona in that machine right now.
You know what? I think I said earlier that I thought Seattle would make it to the top of that division. I'm definitely taking Arizona at this point. But I seriously do think the Los Angeles Rams could compete with the Seahawks.
Well, let me bring up one of my best friends' favorite team, and that is you, Pomanoke. The Oakland Raiders.
Hey, the Raiders. Let me tell you, I've never thought I'd say this.
Oh, my God.
Never thought I'd say this. Raiders. I give them about a 70% chance to make the playoffs next year, and let me tell you why. Derek Carr.
573 attempts, 350 completions, 3,987 yards, 32 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. Derek Carr.
I'll take it all day.
Welcome to the NFL.
I will take it all day.
Michael Crabtree, Amari Cooper, Latavius Murray, Seth Roberts, Michael Rivera, Marcel Reese. Oh, my God.
You look at the Oakland Raiders and you never thought... If you looked at that fucking roster, you would never, ever say it's the Oakland Raiders.
Hell no. Latavius Murray. Unreal.
I'll take them. I like their chances for the playoffs next year. For the first time since 2003, they'll make the playoffs.
They'll make the playoffs. Pomanoke, you said it was going to happen again one day. Your day has arrived, my friend. Your day has arrived. The Raiders.
I'll take Derek Carr all day long. If he's still there, I'm definitely picking him up.
Last in the NFC East, in the NFC West, Los Angeles Rams. Fuck you, Rams. Fuck you, Rams. I hate the Rams. I'm sorry,
I'm a big fan of the Rams. They're probably my second favorite team. Well, I don't know. I'd probably say that the Cardinals are my second favorite team. Which is funny. I like the NFC West. I don't have a problem with any of the teams. Los Angeles Rams. Jared Goff, I like them. I think they're going to do a little bit of work out there. Todd Gurley, again, one of my obvious picks for running back. So, a lot of my picks are on the Los Angeles Rams. I'll take them. Hell, even their defense. I like their defense. You could pick them up at some point.
So you're telling me right now that the Los Angeles Rams rebuilding in Los Angeles are going to give the reins to a rookie over Nick Foles. Is that what's happening right now? That's what's happening.
Did you see what happened last year with Nick Foles? Did you?
It folded apart.
Can you tell me why in the fuck would they start Nick Foles? He had one good season in Philadelphia, lost in the first round of the playoffs. I am not taking Nick Foles. I'm going to take my chances with a rookie. I mean, you used... Hold on. Let me just explain some logic to you here, Texican. What pick did they use on Jared Goff?
I think they used their number one pick.
They used the number one pick in the entire fucking NFL draft. They're going to play the motherfucker.
So, okay, let's go. Let's revert. The Philadelphia 76ers, they've been picking first for quite a while. Maybe this is the time that the Los Angeles Rams rebuild again. I'm sorry, Coach Fisher. I'm sorry.
and again, I like Coach Fisher also. I think he's a great coach. I liked him in Tennessee. He was pretty successful there. And I believe he's a Super Bowl champion. What, did he lead that team to the fucking Super Bowl?
I believe he did.
Yeah, greatest show on turf. He's back, baby. Los Angeles Rams.
Tavon Austin, Jared Cook, Kenny Britt, Benny Cunningham. That's your top receiving options there in Los Angeles.
I mean, Kenny Britt came from Tennessee with
Coach Fisher.
Yeah.
He did. So we'll see what happens there.
I like them. I like them. I like the Los Angeles Rams. I like the Oakland Raiders. That does it for our team breakdown here. And funny enough, look at this. We're right on schedule. It's kind of falling into place for us here, Texican.
Hey, it's falling into place. I know that this is a little rough of a recording. We try to stay on point as much as we could through this show.
Well, and again, it's unscripted, it's uncensored, and it's uncut. So if you guys don't like it, I'm sorry. Send us some suggestions. We'll try to tweak it a little bit, but we're not going to be politically correct. We're still going to say a good fuck you whenever we don't agree with something. It's going to happen. Let's just do a quick recap here, Texican. We started out with NBA free agency. Talked about the Durant deal. Golden State, they just punched their ticket for at least 2 years. Could re-sign all those guys again and just fuck the entire NBA totally. We talked about Dwayne Wade a little bit. Going to Chicago, you do not agree with me as much as I think that we made a bet on it, actually. Let's remind the listeners of that. There's a Benjamin on the line.
Absolutely, and you're going to go down and pay me some money. That's all that's going to happen. You're going to pay me my money when the Bulls don't make the damn playoffs.
Absolutely, and I have no idea. We're sitting here recording, and my fiance Bethany is texting me, making the sounds go off in here. I have no idea.
Maybe she wanted to be part of the show, and thank you, Bethany, for supplying the pizza today. And the drinks. Thank you, honey, for letting us use your living room to record our first podcast, because this is where it's going to start, and we're changing the fucking world for y'all.
Absolutely, guys. And it's going to get better. We're going to be able to start editing some things. We got a guy, again, Eric Hall. He produced the beat for the beginning of this episode. He's a professional producer. He's going to help us out. He wanted us to send a copy of this to him. He's going to try to work with it a little bit.
Easy, and thank you for all your help, brother. You've been a freaking godsend to us at Oxmoor Ford, in my opinion.
Absolutely. So we're going to kind of wind it down here. Going back into the preseason preview, we talked about some top quarterback choices. My top was Cam Newton. His was Aaron Rodgers. I chose Kirk Cousins, and he has, for no apparent reason, Blake Bortles.
Fuck you with your no apparent reason.
Come on now. I mean,
really, Los Angeles Rams? Get
there's
the hell
no
out of
fucking, it's whatever, though. Top running back choices, again, I took Todd Gurley, Adrian Peterson, and you had...
On my top running back, obvious choices with Latavius Murray. Come on, Latavius Murray, if that's not blatant enough, it don't get no better than him. It don't get no better than Latavius Murray.
All right, I'll take your word for it. We'll see. I think, honestly, that my guys are going to do a little bit better. Oh, and let's also remind the guys, the listeners here, we're actually going to start a fantasy league.
That's right.
For the Mayor and the Texican, and it's going to be an open league. You have to join at the beginning of the season, though. No late joins. But the winner of this, you want to tell them what they win, Texican?
They win something sponsored by us, a little Benji to NFL Shop.
Absolutely. Get a jersey with your favorite player's name on it. Or, I think you can get an autographed ball for that amount. I think so anyway. Win a $100 gift card to NFL Shop. If you guys join our fantasy league, we'll get more information on that. Again, we're going to create a Facebook page, put some more information out there on it. But yeah, Gomez, I think this thing is winding down close to our time limit. So let's see here. Anything else we need to touch on here? Or
nope, that's it. Other than the fact that, like I said, I don't want to bring anything negative into this. Nothing but love, peace, and happiness, brother.
Absolutely. All right. Well, from the Mayor and the Texican, thank you guys so much for watching. We're going to be back every Friday. We're releasing at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Again, from the Mayor and the Texican, thank you guys for watching.
Orale!
From the 502,
Peace,
this is
homeboys.
the Mayor and the Texican.